Hi, I'm Paulus, and this is Paulus instructional video number 1, how to make a strawberry margarita. First, let's take a look at the ingredients. I'm using Milagro tequila. It's 100% de agave, right there, silver. Delicious tequila. It's expensive, but if you want to make a good margarita, you got to get the good stuff. The Coupures triple sec, pretty standard. 7-Up, Diet 7-Up, because I'm getting a lot of sugar from the limeade. We have ice, frozen strawberries. As far as the equipment, we have a bar spoon. The lid for the blender, which has a top, as you can see, is very important so that we can add ingredients as necessary. And most importantly, the equipment, we have an Oster blender. Now you might see in the bottom there, let me switch here, it says all metal drive. Now that's really important. What all metal drive means is that this piece right here, that's all metal, and the piece on the inside is all metal. So if you put your money into it, it'll be well worth it. Alright, well I'm going to go ahead and set up the blender on the, I'm going to set up the camera on the stand, and let's see if we can't make it happen. I want to add a couple of notes when you're making the drink here. The first one is that when you add the alcohol, as you add the alcohol, you might guess that alcohol is going to melt the ice. So I'd highly recommend you add the alcohol last, so that way you have the mixture has a chance to mix completely, and then if you need to thin it a little bit, you can add the alcohol, and you'll notice you have a much colder margarita. Some people use all ice in their margarita. I don't like to, because when ice melts it turns into water, so you have a watery drink. I like to use frozen strawberries for a couple reasons. 1, flavor. 2, texture. 3, adds to the, reduces the water content of the drink, so you have more of a strawberry margarita and less of a water margarita. Limeade is a great way to get a real strong lime flavor with that sweetness that comes from the concentration. I use the 7-Up to get a little bit of pop and a little bit of smoothness to the margarita, and then the triple sec that just comes from the ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm really going to try to put in as much as possible right now of the ingredients. Okay, 1, 2. You'll notice I'm not really doing a lot of measuring because there's a couple reasons for that. 1, I've done this a few times before, but the other reason is that I haven't come up with a perfect margarita mix yet, so if I do it the same way every time, I never will. I'm going to put in probably about maybe 2.5 cups of strawberries. I'm going to leave the ice for now because it's a little too many solids in there, not enough liquids. I'm going to pour in the 7-Up. And I know I said alcohol last, but I don't have a ton of liquid in here, so I'm actually going to add the triple sec. Usually about 3 or 4 parts tequila to triple sec, so just add a little bit of that. And I'm actually going to go ahead and put all the ice in there because I think the blender can handle it. We'll see what happens. When you first start, definitely with the lid on top. You can take it off as it goes. I have a low and high speed here. I'm actually going to start off at about the lowest setting of the high speed. And if you're having problems with spinning, you can always rock it. Sometimes the high speeds aren't as great when you first start mixing it. I'm going to give it a second here. You notice the low speed's really churning it up pretty well. Here, I'm going to turn the blender. Take it up one more notch. Now you might tell it looks a little bit thick, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to add just a little bit of soda. You're going to notice it'll start moving better. Now you see a little bit more high-speed movement. Let me put a little more in. Every once in a while you really got to let it stop and just sort of mix it up a little bit. But the thicker it gets, it means you're getting a more uniform texture. So let me go ahead and put the top back in here. Okay, I think I need to go to high speed now. Alright, so we're getting a lot of solids at the bottom, which is one reason that it's not mixing so great. I'm going to go ahead and put in the rest of the strawberries. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000 worth of tequila. And let's see if we can't make this baby spin. Maybe it needs to be mixed up a little bit. Put it back to low speed. There we go. Now we're getting it. I really like to try to get up to the high speeds as fast as possible. Remember, you have a lot of ice in here, so you want to get the drink made as soon as you can. Go back to the high speed real quick. looking pretty good right there. As you can tell, I'm actually going to bring the camera up here. As you can tell, all levels of the fluid are moving from the bottom all the way up to the top. That's key. When you look at the very top, you can tell that it's moving. That's when you know that you have the perfect mixture. And I'm going to shut it off. You might get a little bit of bubbling. But when you see the whole mixture move like that, that's when you know that your blending is complete. You might want to give it a couple seconds just because there's a lot of ingredients in there. You want them all to mix right. But now we unload the dishwasher. Get a nice glass here. And look at that. Heaven. Heaven in a cup. Let's taste. Let's see what we got here. Wow. That's delicious. Tastes a lot like strawberries. You can tell there's a little bit of alcohol in there. In fact, probably going to put a little bit more in because it's not that strong right now. A little bit of the lime. Texture is really smooth and creamy. All around, great summer drink. Highly recommend it. There'll be more to come. Thanks so much and have a great day.